All right, welcome. Today we're going to dive into this absolutely beautiful, timeless story. It comes from a text called the Bhagavatam Mahatmya, and it's all about how powerful listening can be, how it can wake up something really important inside all of us. Let's get right into it.
So, to get started, just picture this for a second. What if a feeling, a quality like devotion, wasn't just an idea, but was an actual person, a living, breathing being? And what if that person was getting really old and weak and just tired? Well, that's exactly where our story kicks off.
So let's meet our main character. Her name is Bhakti. Now in Sanskrit, Bhakti literally means devotion, and in our story, she's a mother who is just heartbroken. She's so sad and worried because she's looking around at the world and sees that things are not going well. She's the embodiment of that pure, heartfelt connection we all look for, and it feels like she's fading away.
Now, Bhakti wasn't traveling alone. She had two sons, and their names are also really important concepts. One is Jnana, which means knowledge, and the other is Vairagya, which means detachment. You know, that ability to let go of all the temporary stuff. So the three of them together, they're kind of like the complete spiritual package.
But here's the big problem. There was a time when her sons, knowledge and detachment, were strong, healthy, and bright. But now they're weak and old, just like their mother. And it's such a powerful way to show something, isn't it? When our devotion fades, our knowledge and our ability to let go, well, they lose all their power.
So you have to ask why. Why is this all happening? Well, Bhakti herself tells us. She looks around and says, people are just distracted. They're totally consumed with chasing money and getting angry. And in all that chaos, they've forgotten their spiritual side. The world around them was literally making them sick.
Bhakti is desperate, so she and this great sage named Narada go on a quest to find a cure. And they do everything you'd think they should do. They visit holy rivers, they bathe in sacred waters, they pray at all the famous temples and spiritual centers. And after all that, the result? Nothing. It didn't work. Her sons were just as weak as before.
So just when it seems like all hope is lost, like they've hit a total dead end, they get a new piece of advice. They go to a group of really wise saints who finally offer them the answer they've been searching for. This is the big turning point in the story.
And the answer, it was so simple but so deep. The saints told them there was only one thing that could bring Bhakti, Jnana, and Vairagya back to their full strength. And it wasn't another pilgrimage, it wasn't another ritual. It was listening to the sacred stories of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
So, did it work? Oh yeah, it worked. As soon as the stories were read out loud, something totally magical happened. Bhakti, devotion, was immediately back to full strength, happy and vibrant. And her sons, knowledge and detachment, boom, right back there with her. It was this instant, complete transformation.
Okay, so that's a powerful idea. But does it work in the real world, under the most intense pressure imaginable? Well, the story gives us the ultimate test case. A good king who finds out he's about to die.
Meet King Parikshit. And this number, 7, that's his entire future. He was cursed by a sage, and he was told that he would die in exactly 7 days. I mean, can you imagine getting that news? What would you even do?
But here's the incredible part. King Parikshit didn't panic. He didn't fall apart. Instead, he asked one of the most amazing questions you could ever ask. What's the most important thing a person should do when they know death is right around the corner? His focus wasn't on his fear, it was on finding purpose.
And guess what answer he got? It was the exact same one given to Bhakti. The wisest thing he could possibly do with the last 7 days of his life was to simply sit and listen to the stories of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
And what unfolded over that week was just a miracle. For 7 days and 7 nights, a great sage spoke, and the king just listened, and the effect rippled outwards. By day 1, even the gods came from the heavens to listen in. By day 3, people with bad pasts were feeling purified. By day 5, the whole kingdom was feeling a sense of peace.
So when that 7th day finally came, when death showed up exactly as promised, the king was ready. He was totally calm. He had listened so deeply that all of his fear was just gone. It was replaced by faith, by courage. The story didn't save him from death, but it saved him from the fear of it. So what do we take away from all this? I mean, these aren't just cool old stories. They hold a message that's like a friend you can turn to anytime.
So what's the big promise here? Well, it really breaks down into 4 key things. These stories help remove fear. We totally saw that with the king. They teach love, which is the whole essence of bhakti. They bring God, or that divine connection, closer to us. And finally, they make our lives feel truly meaningful.
So it all builds to this one, final, beautiful message. Devotion is like a delicate plant. You have to nurture it. Knowledge without kindness is basically useless. Really, truly listening, that's a superpower. And good stories, they're like friends for life, always there to remind you of what's important.
And that leaves us with one last thought. The Srimad Bhagavatam was the story that gave strength to Bhakti and to King Parikshit. So the real question for all of us is, what stories bring you strength? What narratives do you turn to when you need courage or peace or a sense of meaning? Thanks for joining me for this one.